Hello and welcome to the Pulse. I suppose a disappointing end, boys. To I'm in the company of Zach and Sam. Disappointing end to the game. Chelsea won, Burnley won at Stamford Bridge. I suppose that is it really, because we've set the bar so high for Chelsea that it does feel like you've dropped 2 points at home. But Burnley done really well. Deserve a lot of credit for the way they set up and the way they went about their business. And ultimately, at the end of the game, they could have nicked it as well.
Yeah, I think, as we kind of said throughout before, I think pre-game, we kind of mentioned, like, we can't get frustrated with what Burnley are doing. Like, this is Burnley. We know this is what their game plan week in, week out. And really, I think we just kind of got ourselves to blame, really. Like, we had the chances. Like, there have been times this season where I think maybe Chelsea have been a little bit lucky at times to maybe come away with a 1-0 win or maybe overachieved on our kind of expected goals and stuff like that. Whereas this time, we had the chances to score more and we didn't put them away. And specifically think about Barkley had it essentially on the penalty spot and essentially skied it. This was a game we could have got goals. And also Nick Pope was fantastic in goal. He made some ridiculous saves, it has to be said. But yeah, it's very much more 2 points lost rather than a point gained today.
I think that's the thing, isn't it, Sam? Because you have to contextualise it. Burnley are a very good side. They're going to take points off teams. Like you said, but in the pre-show, Zach, that they went away to Anfield last year and got a good result. They're capable of doing that. They're a seasoned side at a Premier League level. Nick Pope, I thought, was brilliant. Like you've already said, I thought he was brilliant in goal for Burnley today. It is disappointing, but it's disappointing because we put that pressure and that level of expectation on us. And ultimately, we look at the run of games that we're still in. This certainly isn't us overreacting and going, oh, everything's wrong, because we've dropped points at home, but we've had a terrific run so far. We go into the international break, we'll regroup, and maybe there is an element of we'll learn more from this than perhaps if we'd have come away from nicked a point, because the question will be level. We were in dominant control for large periods of the game, and unfortunately haven't managed to get 3 points.
Yeah, you see this happen all the time in the Premier League, especially if you're 1-0 up, you're a top team and you're not taking your chances. The teams that you're playing against are going to think they've got an opportunity to, get back into the game and get a draw. And I think Sean Dyche did really well bringing Rodriguez and Vidra on, because it was something different for us to worry about. They're more technical players. They're better in front of goal, and even their goal, you've got to give it to them. That was good from Rodriguez to play it across the box to Vidra. But I think there was a period, and Jay said it on commentary, that we kind of would turn a little bit flat. It's almost as if we just wanted the game to see the game out instead of coming with the energy that we saw from the players when we conceded the goal. I think it's going to be a lesson. I think Tuchel's definitely going to say it in the press conference after, and to the players, that you've got to have maintain that energy throughout. And like you said, it will be a lesson, because it is, like Zach said, 2 points lost rather than 1 point gained.
Yeah, completely. Let's have a little look at our knee-jerk reaction for today. Then obviously this is all very tongue-in-cheek. We do this quite a lot, but it is a bit of a missed opportunity because of like the points that the boys have already made. We've played well today. We've not come away and not played well, not played poorly, but we've come up against a goalkeeper that's in fine form in Nick Pope, and we've kind of, I suppose, on another day, Chelsea run out 3 or 4 goals comfortably, Zach, don't they? That's the levels that we're talking at here,
Look, this is the beauty of football, right? It's why we love this game. Like, you can have a game where you can go and win 5-0, but you've only had 5 shots on target, and it's 5 shots, and you've clearly scored every single one of them. Then you have games like this where we should have scored maybe 3 or 4 or whatever, but we haven't, and that's the beauty of football. Sometimes it's great, and in a case like this, it can be quite sad and not have it. I mean, look, if we could just, if football's just stats and it's like we had 15 shots, they had 3, we win, like, it'd be boring. But that's not what it is, and I think people need to remember that, like, this is what makes, when you do go and beat a Man City, or when you do go and win the Champions League, or do whatever, like, when you win, like, this is what makes it good. Like, you can't just you have to have the lows to enjoy the highs, and that's what today is. And they'll learn from this. They will learn from this.
That's it. That's the unpredictability and the brilliance of Premier League football. This time last Saturday,
anyone can beat anyone.
Well, this time last Saturday, Liverpool dropped points at home to Brighton. Yes. Manchester City were beaten by Crystal Palace. So that's what Premier League football is about. The quality and the depth of quality within the league happens. It does. That's just exactly what it is. I mean, we've got quite a lot of social media reaction, rightly so, to the game. So thank you very much for getting these involved. everyone had Burnley taking a point of Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, right? Call me too. Yeah, Joe, you're right. No, didn't have it. Definitely didn't have it.
Good goal as well from Burnley.
It was a good goal.
Like, really good cross, really smart play from Vigil to play it back across.
Yeah, it was a fantastic goal, fantastic fin, and it's got to be a good goal to break through the Chelsea defence.
Exactly.
It was unexpected.
Yeah, exactly. Burnley are somehow back level in the game that Chelsea should have been up by 5 or 6. That's what happens when you don't put your chance to win the Premier League. 10 minutes left to avoid a very bad result at home. Again, I don't think it's a very bad result. I think, I think reactively as Chelsea fans, you expect us to win games, but without being sort of too biased, I expect Chelsea to win most games because we're that good. But by now, Messi and Ronaldo are at home behind the TVs watching Kai Havertz play with Chelsea. They know the true star is Chelsea Burnley. John Terry Scholes. I think that's someone trying to get the trends and trying to get the likes and the retweets. I've seen that before. What? Pubs ball for Burnley. Come on, Chelsea. That's a nice one. That's Twin Cities Blues. Afternoon Twin Cities Blues. Nice one for that. Full time. This is from Nizar, who's a very, very respected Chelsea journalist. Chelsea 1, Burnley 1. Most un-Chelsea displays here is Vidra nicks a point for Sean Dyche's men in the game. The Blues totally dominate. Poor finishing and a Nick Pope masterclass. The XG outperformance gets stung against the run of play. It's I think Nizar's right there. The Blues have totally dominated today, and Chelsea dropped points in the Premier League for the first time since September.
Wow,
that's what we're talking about. Exactly right. That's exactly what we're saying.
You realistically cannot be unbelievable for a whole season in the Premier League. Right?
Yeah, facts.
Like you're going to have bad games, and I think that's it today. It was just a bad game that didn't go our way. I don't think people need to lose their heads just too much. Yeah,
exactly. And like you were saying there, it's not on paper. Chelsea's 25 shots compared to Burnley's 4. Lukaku scores today. No, but he probably does because he's one of the best finishers in world football. That's what he does. But it's what we're talking about beforehand. We're not talking about. It's not about sort of individuals making mistakes or anything because I don't think it is that. I think when you look at the game as a whole, there are chances that go past. But if we win 4 or 5, people aren't talking about those moments or those chances. I know that's the point of football, and it's those tiny sort of those details that win you games. But ultimately, Chelsea performed well enough to win the game today.
Yeah. And there's levels to it as well because a few weeks ago, the conversations we were having is that we weren't creating that many chances. Now we're creating the chances and we were unfortunate not to score because, Nick Pope had a great game and some of the shooting boots were a bit off. But at the same time, I wouldn't go into the next game and say, something drastically needs to change. Do you know what I mean? It's just take your chances, keep getting in those positions, be relentless and don't take your foot off the gas, especially teams like that.
And maybe Chelsea needed a bit of a wake, maybe a little reminder that look, you got to remember some games aren't going to be easy. Like you got to be clinical. As you said, we've got Leicester, Juve, Manchester United coming up, and those aren't going to be easy games. They'll probably attack more and have more shots than Burnley did today. And it's just about maybe reminding yourself and keeping the players on their toes that look, it's not going to be an easy run. The rest of this league. I think. As much as, yes, it is negative, it's about the players taking it in a positive way and reacting well after the international break. No,
you're absolutely right, mate, absolutely right. Well, it's time to hear from the manager. Here's Thomas Tuchel.
Thomas, is it fair to suggest that that's been a frustrating 90-plus minutes for you this afternoon?
It's been a fantastic 90-plus minutes when you look at the performance, the energy and the quality we put on the pitch. This can happen in football. This can only happen in football. That's why everybody loves the game. That a team can steal the points if the other team forgets to score the goals that they deserve. And this is what happened today. But I'm impressed by the effort, the attitude and the quality. We did a fantastic match. And sometimes you don't get the result. It's like this.
In terms, though, of the amount of chances you created, some of them quite clear-cut, there must be a feeling of a slight disappointment.
Of course we are disappointed because, if we play this game 100 times, we win it 99 times. But today was the day where we did not win it, and it's on us to score the second goal that would have decided, because it's always possible that you miss one ball, you miss one cross of them, and this can happen on high-level football. We don't want it to happen, but it can happen. But like I said, it's on us. It's our fault. We should have scored. We created so much chances that we should have scored the second one and win the game.
Against an opponent like Burnley that can be quite dogged, even given their league position, the longer they stay in the game, does it give them an opportunity to take something?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, what can I say? I cannot say no because I cannot prove different. It was like this today, of course. You have the opponent where you want to have him. You create so many chances right from the start of the game until the very end of the game, and we let them alive, of course, and you let them believe that this is possible to steal a point by pure luck, and this is what happened. And this will not be the last match of football where it's like this, and it was not the first one. It is disappointing, but at the same time, I'm like I said, I'm impressed by the performance, the attitude, and the quality, how we played. Yeah, it's football, and it was today against us.
Whatever happens tomorrow, you'll still go into the international break top of the table. It is also the first goal you've conceded from open play this season. So as we go into that break, what are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, I'm happy about the break, me personally, and we take the break also in the staff now to refocus and to deconnect and to take a breath. I'm happy because I have a very reliable team and a strong group. And again today we were sharp from the first minute until the very end. Like you said, is the first or second goal from first one from open play. So I mean, you know that this can happen. When it happens, you don't like it, and of course we will find the moments where we can defend it. Of course we can defend it, but okay, in real life these things happen in football, and like I said, that's why everybody loves the game. But we are in a good place. We deserved more today. On another game, we maybe get lucky and steal some points. So it's
football.
It's like this.
Well done, Thomas. Enjoy the break. Thank you.
I love him.
I basically feel like I said that press conference before.
we were just going.
He was watching this beforehand.
It's exactly what we're trying to talk about, though.
Right.
And also, you know, the interviewer made a great point there that Chelsea conceded 4 goals now this season. 4 goals in the Premier League this season. You know, we're talking about a team now. We're going to be the next game we'll be playing will be middle to the end of November, and we've conceded 4 league goals. Like,
it's crazy.
That's the perspective, Sam, isn't it? That's the perspective. Chelsea are in a fantastic point of view, a fantastic position heading into this international break. Going to be top of the league regardless of what happens tomorrow.
Yeah.
All smiles in reality. Like you take the result out of the way, like Thomas Tuchel said, it's football.
Yeah, there's no reason to panic at all. If we've had wins this season that haven't even been up to the performance in terms of playing against Burnley today. It was just unfortunate they got that goal and we drew with them. But on another day, it could have been a 5-1, it could have been a 4-1. So, like he said, you can kind of see in his calmness that it wasn't necessarily the team playing badly or playing not playing according to what he said. It's just they got that goal, and that happens in football. Like we all know it. Sometimes it's even worse. They get a winner at the end, and then it's a whole different conversation. It literally could have happened that way. So to get a draw, obviously, we're not happy about it, but at the same time, it's not the worst case scenario.
That's the thing, isn't it, Zach? You know, ultimately, performances will be what Thomas Tuchel will be defined by, because you know we've seen other teams in the league that get results. Go on a bad run, they get 1 or 2 results, and it's kind of back on track or whatever. With Chelsea, when we weren't playing amazingly well and winning games at the start of the season, the first thing that every Chelsea fan was saying, OK, we need to sort the performances out because you can scrape results. Ultimately, you track the progress by performances. He'll be pleased with that. We know he's pleased with that because he's just said it. But ultimately, overall, he's got to be pleased with that. We're creating chances, we're keeping the ball. That's football, unfortunately.
100%. I mean, Reece James is so unlucky to have not won that game. Like, he deserves to have won that game. He's been brilliant today. Havertz, brilliant. Hudson-odoi is really good in the first half. Like, we didn't necessarily deserve to draw that game overall. I think if you look at Chelsea's season, like, I think, look, it's fair enough being reactive towards the game. You've just drawn, you should have maybe won it. It's fair enough to go online and whatever and you know, be maybe a little bit annoyed by it. That's absolutely fine. But I think people need to remember is look at the wider picture. You're still top of the league. Like, you've conceded 4 goals, as you mentioned. Your 2 strikers are out. They're going to hopefully be back once the league starts again. Like, there's things to look positive towards, and no matter what happens with Liverpool tomorrow, you're still going to be top. Like, OK, it's not amazing. Yes, it could have extended the run, but this is always going to happen in the Premier League. It's always going to happen. And it's just one of the games that happened today. Look, it's annoying, but you move on. You move on. Otherwise, Like, I remember there was a period where I used to let these results ruin my weekend, and I'd be fuming for, you know, the rest of Saturday, the whole of Sunday. And it's like, you know what, you can't let that happen, because you've got to move on. The players move on. Thomas Tuchel's already moved on by the looks of it. So yeah, like, my advice, just, you know, be
Stay
reactive.
calm.
Calm. All right.
Like we said at the start of the show, we go again.
Exactly.
That's what we do.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly,
we do that all the time. Boys, thank you so much.
Thank you,
Superb
mate.
as always. Nice one. Obviously, still plenty more to come on the fifth stand-up, but no Matchday Live for a couple of weeks now. Chelsea will be back in Premier League action in 14 days from now. So, bit of a way away, but make sure you join us for it. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you.